live in a world of scarcity. There just isn't enough of anything. Not enough money to buy everything we'd like. Not enough time to do all the things we'd like to do. That means people have to decide how to allocate their time or money or any other resource that is in scarce supply.
Decision-making is the essence of economics. All of economics is about the allocation of scarce resources. And resources are allocated by people making decisions, whether it's people deciding how much to work, people deciding what to buy, firms deciding what to sell, and what kind of labor to hire. It all comes down to decisions in the end.
Economics is the study of how societies manage their resources. In most countries, resources are allocated through decisions made by millions of households and firms. That's why economists study how people make decisions about what they buy, how much they work, and how much they save.
My favorite definition of economics is over a century old. It's from Alfred Marshall, from his great textbook in the late 19th century. Marshall said that economics is the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. And that captures economics perfectly.
Every moment of your life, just about, when your waking life, is involved with economics in one way or the other. Should I get married? Should I not get married? It's an emotional decision, but it's also an economic decision because 2 salaries, 1 salary, child is born, how much does it cost to raise a child? All these are economic decisions.
How an economy behaves reflects the behavior of all the individuals who make up that economy. So let's look at some central ideas of economics that deal with how individuals make decisions. People face trade-offs.
Whenever any individual makes a decision, he's deciding between alternative courses of action. An individual has to decide how much to work, for example, so he faces a trade-off between work and leisure. A person goes to the store, he faces a trade-off between buying one good and buying another. All of our decisions at their heart involve trade-offs.
Eric Hoover is a college senior majoring in Latin American studies. He's hoping to go to Washington when he graduates and work in international relations. So this fall, he's spending a lot of time at the Career Resource Center.
Hello.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here for an 11 o'clock meeting.
Okay, who's it with?
Mike Shiola.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
As a college student, Eric faces a daily challenge: how to allocate his precious time. Should he spend his time researching jobs in Washington for next year? Or should he be at the library studying for an upcoming exam?
So when you decide to do something, like come to the Career Resource Center, then you do know that you're cutting out time that you could be spending reading or preparing for a class. It's just a thing you have to prioritize about.
Eric faces a trade-off.
Society as a whole also faces trade-offs. Consider a decision facing a congressman, for example. He has to decide how much to allocate to the defense budget. Well, that involves an essential trade-off for society. How much does society want to devote its resources to national defense, guns? To what extent does it want to devote resources to producing consumer goods, butter? Guns versus butter is one of the fundamental trade-offs that all societies face.
Another kind of trade-off that societies face involves the environment. We all want cleaner air, but the trade-off can mean the loss of income or even the loss of jobs for some Americans. The Central Ohio Coal Company employed about 1,200 people when coal production was at its peak here in the late 1980s. But the coal from this region has a high sulfur content, and the Federal Clean Air Act restricts power plants from using such coal because it produces acid rain. J.D. Neiswanger is the president of the local mining union.
We had our first layoff here in March 1991. They laid off 160 people, and from there it's just kept going down and down.
The mining company laid off its last employees in April 2000.
What you're seeing behind us is the end of an era. When the last layoff occurred, this pit was shut down and our mining operation here in this area ceased. The finality of it is that we're finished, is what's happened because of the Clean Air Act. It's a trade-off for cleaner air, but also trades off jobs and good livelihood for a lot of people. That's what it does.
Whenever you take regulation to control the environment or control pollution, you're incurring cost on a particular society, and those costs might come in terms of lost jobs, plant closings, mines being closed by using alternative to various fossil fuels. So that's a trade-off you'd make in the name of the environment.